The level 136 target in Powder Keg is nowhere near as easy as the level 134, which you can auto, but I'm going to show you how I'm doing it for instant repair or very close to that. Instant repair in the base, by the way. So what you're seeing on screen now is the approach that I'm going to take to this target. The first thing you have to notice is that there are several ballistas. The main ones are the ones at the north and the south that cover these entrances. For that reason, this target is weak from the right side and from the left side. There are also two other ballistas in this target, one shown here at the top pointing to the left, and again at the bottom shooting to the left. My approach for this target is going to be to come in from the about 2 o'clock top right here, closer to 1 o'clock actually, coming around here, take down these turrets, shoot off this fuel silo, loop around the right side, take around these turrets, go outside these mountains here, use my X1 weapon to my advantage to take out a few of these turrets without them shooting at me. If you don't, you'll have to go inside. Not a huge deal there, but a little bit extra damage. At this point, after I'm looping around here, these turrets down here will be shooting at me, so I'm going to go back inside the target. I suppose you could also loop all the way around to the right, just be wary about these ones. When I go inside the middle of the target, I'm going to shoot a couple fuel silos here, make sure to avoid the large ones, and then continue on the outside of the target looping around before I finally come back and finish in from the left side. Let's go ahead and get started here. So if you want to select a ballista to see its firing arc, you can just shift click it and that works until you target another thing here. I wish they were all on by default, that would help out a little bit. The first few times you hit something, you're definitely going to take some ballistic damage, at least if you're any sort of a driver like me. I tend to target this first fuel silo, just click it and move directly to it. I like to have one ship moved out as a tank a little bit when possible. If you don't, you might take a little bit more damage. Don't worry about it too much. That first one is down there easily, no question about it. Now I'm going to loop around to the right here and target a few turrets. In open water, the harpoon turret seems to do more damage and is a bigger threat than anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and target this one pretty early here, get within its minimum range early. Then shift over to the phlogiston immediately when it's dead, and outrange the flamethrower if it is still alive. Sometimes you take it down here with your Pierce or your X1 weapons that do damage past the original target, so just be wary of that. Now, coming at these next couple turrets, the harpoon is blocked by the mountain, so I'm going to engage the phlogistons first, and if you do have a ship that is built as an evade tank, it works better, slightly better, at least I think, if you move it a little bit out ahead here. Like I said, if you do not have the X1 weapons, you can't shoot over the mountains, so you're going to have to, charge through the side here and kill them on the side, maybe go all the way around. At this point, I'm going to target the second fuel silo here, the one furthest away, because that will mean I'll hit the first one as well as the second one here, and then I will move closer, start shooting at the harpoons. The harpoons are pretty dangerous, do a fair amount of damage here, and make sure you stay away from the big fuel silos like I said. I'm using them to use my weapon and have Pierce shoot through it and kill the things behind them, so that works better. I reduce my damage taken that way. Some splash on the second harpoon turret right here, and then shift immediately over to the phlogiston. If you go close to this thing, you're about within 30, 40, 50 range, you're going to have your inbuilt weapon, a flamethrower, turn on here, do a whole bunch of damage to it. It's going to start decaying. You have to get out of the ring before it starts to explode. With 5 ships, it's very, very dangerous, and you're going to take a whole ton of damage if you're not really, really careful. If you want to set it off, probably use 2 or 3 ships at a time. It seems to work better. I don't like setting it off because it reduces the points I get from this target, as well as it is somewhat risky and it's a bit hard to drive hard to do here. So I'm going to target the next phlogiston here. I should have used these mountains a little bit better to avoid damage from these harpoons, but they go down pretty easily in 1 or 2 volleys here. Then I'm going to target the short-range flamethrower, make sure to try to outrange that, and then move towards these other 3 turrets, get close to them if you can so the harpoons don't fire, and now the target's almost over. At this point, double check to make sure this ballista is dead right here, otherwise you might have a sad day. Move closer towards this, make sure you stay out of this ballista, and park by these turrets. Kill the phlogiston, and the battle's just about over. If you are driving fairly well here, maybe switching between tanks, it will be under 25 minutes total repair, and should be about even throughout the target here. Maybe some of it is more on ship 1, but that's up to you and up to you who are driving here. I have got as low as 12 minutes on my first run using this method, and it's been more consistently about 23-24 minutes, which is instant repair and base. Damage taken seems to be more ballistic, and I'm doing about even ballistic and radioactive damage. 27 minutes damage taken, so I guess this was not instant repair, but this is very close to it, and this is the method that I've been using for instant repair here. You never know how it's going to work out actually recording. The build should be shown in my build document in my YouTube description, but here it is if you're wondering. Everything is X1 except for the 5th ship, which is still at U3, and the flagship does have a slightly different build. It has a Vade on it, again, to be used as a little bit of a tank. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you have questions on anything Battle War Pirates related, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. I will do my best to get those answered. I hope this video was helpful, and as always, this is Derpy, signing out, helping you be a better pirate.